I challenged myself to turn this shit into something resembling a game in 7 days. The problem is, I've never finished a game. I haven't even finished a prototype. I tried many times and failed every time, which means I was very likely to fail again because apparently I lack the skill and discipline needed to actually deliver something playable. You saw it already multiple times on this channel. My specialty is failing. Did I fail again? Did I fall into the same traps as always? I blacked it out already, so let's see that together. It all started with a hospital. I was on a sick leave for a longer period, so naturally, as a workaholic, I had to invent some unrealistic plan for my free time, instead of just resting like a normal person. So, between rotting in front of the TV, reading books and playing games, I needed to do something productive. Because I'm a sane person, it's a sane thing to do, right? That's when I thought of this new project I've been working on for about 4 months now. A deep ocean exploration game, heavily inspired by the Rifters trilogy by Peter Watts. Mr. Watts, if you ever see this, I love you, I love all your books, I've read them multiple times, and I promise I'm not using your story or spoiling anything. But I might be butchering the idea a little bit, so please don't hate me. But what can I say about it? Looks amazing, you can totally see the time and effort that I poured into it, right? I have this huge problem where, instead of delivering something ugly but functional, I immediately start building advanced systems and side tools. I treat every project like it's a $1 million production with a full studio behind it. And this project was no different. First, I fell into the "I need the best swimming animation that exists" trap. Then, I spent time trying to develop an infinite terrain system. Because what if players want to explore forever? There is nothing to explore yet. There is not even a game loop. But yeah, let's work on the terrain, an ocean game. So, the challenge I gave myself was simple. Force myself to finally build a prototype with a start, an end, and an actual game loop. Because, let's face it, it does not show what the game is about. Can you guess? Yeah, me neither. Time to change that. I started with the lowest hanging fruit, atmosphere. I created a new map, deleted the whole infinite terrain system and just generated a flat terrain instead. I removed the light. All of it just out, pitch black ocean. That's what I'm talking about. Added a tiny flashlight with almost no range. You can't see shit! Perfect! And suddenly, the atmosphere I wanted was already there. This took less than an hour. Fuck me. After that, I added blurred underwater sounds and swimming audio. Check it out. And just like that, the game finally felt like deep ocean, which means I could have had this atmosphere months ago. After that small success, I immediately fell into my favorite trap: research. For some reason, my brain decided that the terrain had to be real. Actual ocean terrain, real scale, real landmarks. So, I spent hours researching black smokers and ocean floor data, looked for the actual height map images. No great luck there. So, naturally, I turned to ChatGPT, the most reliable source of knowledge. I wanted it to generate height map based on data available in the internet. The explanation sounded amazing. The images, not so much. After wasting 2 hours, I finally gave up. Downloaded a random height map from the internet, generated terrain from it, done. Prototype terrain development, 15 minutes. Research about terrain, 2 hours. Fuck me. Day 3 is where I almost derailed the prototype again. I wanted the ocean to feel huge. So I removed the physics volume to see if the player could just swim forever. This produced some interesting physics behavior. Looks fine to me, I think I'll keep it. Eventually I just used Unreal Systems as intended, no poking around. Then I almost fell into another trap, researching real underwater bases. I found great references. Wasted an hour on it, but came to my senses and ignored all of them. Instead, I built the base using simple shapes with no care about the proper base layout. Then I added transitions between swimming outside and walking inside, switched animations and sounds, and made the interior camera much closer to the player to feel claustrophobic. Can you feel it? Day 4 is when the project finally started looking like the game I imagined. I added prototype pipes around the base, just simple cylinders with glowing lights disappearing into darkness. Then I implemented pipe damage. Each pipe can randomly spawn a damage, and the damage itself is a glowing sphere. Sophisticated, I know. At one point I almost started building a full scalable damage system. Luckily, I caught myself early this time. I'm getting better at it. So the system stayed simple. Random pipe, spawn damage, fix it. And suddenly, the atmosphere actually worked. Pipes, darkness, deep ocean sounds. This is almost what I imagined. Good day. But damage system still needed more love, even for the prototype. So I added an outline so damage highlights when you're close enough to fix it. Then I added emissive materials so the damage slowly starts glowing. At first it's barely visible, but once it starts emitting light, you're running out of time. I also added a second damage type, a clog. For now it's just a different colored sphere. During testing I found another problem. Water inertia made it really hard to aim at the damage. So I added stabilization. Now the loop is simple. Swim to pipe, stabilize, fix damage. Right now fixing just removes the damage after a short delay. No indicator or animation, just pure prototyping. I also noticed some performance issues, even though the game is still mostly empty. Quick analysis suggested it might be Lumen, but honestly it looks like everything. That's a problem for the future. The next day, I added the most advanced AI system in gaming history. Fish. Except they're not fish, they're floating spheres. There's no behavior trees, no AI system, everything is hard-coded. They swim randomly in allowed areas and avoid safe zones near the base. And if the player gets too close, they attack, which currently means they swim toward the player and print "attacked" on the screen. AAA AI right there. No need for polishing. But time did come for polishing since all the basic blocks were already there. First, I added a visible flashlight beam. Before that, if the player looked into empty darkness, the screen went completely black. Now, it works better. Then I expanded the damage system so each damage goes through stages. First, it's just a sphere. Then it starts glowing, then blinking like an alarm when it turns into critical stage. When it changes color, you know it's a last call. After that, it explodes. I am wondering how I will communicate those stages in the future. Sound, maybe? I mean, honestly, the rust or dents would not glow in the darkness. Any ideas? The clock goes through similar stages, but I have solutions for representing it already. The pressure meters. Each pipe measures pressure. If there is a clock, there is a sudden switch in color, visible from far away. If 3 pipe damages explode, or 1 clog explodes, game over. And it is game over, I mean, the screen says it. And after 7 days, which to be fair was actually only 24 hours, I actually had a game loop. Swim outside, find pipe damage, fix it before it escalates, avoid fish, and repeat. Overall, I did better than I expected, mostly because I actually finished the challenge. The result isn't perfect, I wanted more, but it's already much closer to the game I imagined. It it's ugly, there's barely anything there, but you can start to see the idea. And at the same time, it annoys me a lot, because on day 1, I already had the atmosphere I wanted. 2 hours! I could have had that months ago. Instead, I spent time on animations, infinite terrain system, and tools for problems that didn't even exist. And don't get me wrong, those things matter, but just not at this stage. So I'm a bit angry at myself because in 7 days, aka 24 hours, I have this. But I'm also hopeful because I think I finally understand where I kept failing. I kept drifting away from the goal and focusing on research and tools instead of building the game itself. I will probably do that multiple times again, but at least now I know I can control myself. So I'm going to repeat this challenge. Another 7 days. Visually, probably not much will change, but gameplay-wise, I hope to finally have something I can send to friends for playtests. Fingers crossed. That's all for today. You know the drill. Don't like, don't subscribe, and I see ya when I see ya. Pa-pa!